We live in a world where every song ever recorded is three taps away, where smartphones hold more photos than an entire family album, and where cookware promises to make life easier than anything your grandparents used. And yet, Gen Z and millennials are quietly working away from parts of it, not from technology entirely, but from the version that promised them everything and somehow left them feeling less. They are buying film cameras, dusting off old record players, cooking with cast iron pans that weigh as much as a toddler. So, my question is innovation going back in time? The answer lies in a concept called retrovation, which is a revival of outdated technologies or practices repackaged for a new generation. Retrovation is a deliberate choice to reach backward because something valuable was left behind. Our thesis is built on the premise that Gen Zs and millennials are correcting retrovision. The S curve concept tells us every technology starts slow, grows fast, matures, and then reaches a plateau. Companies that keep optimizing past that plateau eventually overshoot what customers actually wanted. That overshoot is where retrovision lives. And when it happens, it displaces the dominant design, which is the version of technology that had initially won the market and pushed everything else out. Today, we will show you three examples: film photography, vinyl records, and cast iron cookware. Three different industries, but the same pattern.
In 1948, Columbia Records introduced the vinyl records. For 4 decades, it was the dominant design for music. The artwork, the linear notes, the ritual of placing the needle on the record. It was all part of the experience. Then came cassettes, CDs, iTunes, and Spotify. By 2015, streaming had won completely. The music industry declared physical formats dead. Except that is not what happened. In 2020, US vinyl sales outsold CDs for the first time since 1986, generating over $1.2 billion dollars in revenue by 2023. Majority of the buyers were under 35, many who do not even own a turntable when they made their first purchase. Streaming sits at the very top of the S curve for convenience, but in winning completely, it stripped out everything that made music feel like an event. There is no ritual to Spotify. The algorithm feeds your taste back to you in a loop. Music has become wallpaper. Vinyl forces the opposite. You commit to an album and listen the way the artist intended. What people are buying is not sound quality, it's about presence, ritual, and ownership. The business implication is very real. Streaming pays fraction of a cent per stream. Vinyl retails at $25 to $35 with far better margins. Record Store Day, which started with 300 stores in 2008, now involves over 1,400 stores across North America. Any label or artist still treating vinyl as a niche curiosity is misreading where the market actually is.
Cast iron cookware is 2,500 years old. For most of culinary history, it was simply how people cooked: durable, reliable, and built to last generations. Then, in 1956, the first non-stick pan hit the market. Lighter, easier to clean, nothing stuck to it. By the 1980s, non-stick had become the dominant design, and cast iron was largely forgotten. Then, the science caught up with the convenience. Research in the early 2000s linked PFOA, a chemical in Teflon coatings, to cancer and developmental issues. Manufacturers reformulated, but the damage to consumer trust was done. Then came PFAS, the broader class of forever chemicals now found in water supplies and human blood across North America. People started looking for an alternative and found one in the back of their grandmother's cabinet. Lodge Manufacturing, the oldest cookware manufacturer in the US, saw dramatic sales growth through the 2010s. Premium challengers like Stargazer and Field Company followed, targeting young buyers willing to pay $150 to $200 for American-made cast iron. Field Company raised over $600,000 on Kickstarter in 2016 from buyers actively moving away from nonstick. The dominant design overshot on convenience and paid for it with trust. The category looked dead. It was just waiting for the right reason to come back. So, what does this mean for managers? Never declare a legacy product dead based on market share alone. Market share tells you what people are buying, not what they are missing. Pay attention to what consumers are complaining about. The PFAS concerns, the emotional emptiness of endless photo libraries, the passivity of algorithmic playlists. These were all signals available years before the Retrovation showed up in sales data. The window is open to whoever recognizes it first, not whoever owned the category before.
Iteration is not a trend, it is a mechanism. It is what happens when innovation leaves something genuinely valuable behind. So, is innovation going back in time? Not exactly. It is using the past to solve problems the future created.